Breaking news that breaks something inside us. Another girl gone. Another mother wailing. Another life violently erased. What used to be rare is now routine. From city corners to quiet towns, girls are being haunted in a society that's slowly normalizing their disappearance. The world scrolls past their faces on social media, their names trending briefly before vanishing into silence. Streets filled with laughter have become corridors of fears. Girls can't walk home safely anymore. Not because they did anything wrong, but because being female now feels like a crime. Lured with job offers, attacked by lovers, raped by strangers, or sacrificed in bizarre ritual killings. These girls are caught in a vicious circle that keeps spinning because we keep looking away. Take Inyobong Moron's case. Young, brilliant, simply searching for a job, only to meet her death. Adijat, a LASU graduate, was found dead in her boyfriend's apartment. He's now on the run.
Bàbá tó pa ọmọ mi mọ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀gbọ́n wà pẹ̀lú mi torí mi ò rí bàbá ẹ̀ rí. Mo bá ṣàdúrà mo kàn rí yàn kan tó wọ white uncle pẹ̀lú jàlábíà. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Ẹni yẹn ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Mo bá kọ́ bí ṣe ní kí n lọ báyìí. Mo dákú ni mo ṣe gbé mi. Bàbá boy yẹn torí pàǹtí ni mo ti padà mọ̀ pé bàbá boy yẹn ló wá wọ òkè yẹn lọ. Ló wá ní ọmọ yìí ti kú. Ọmọ yìí ti kú tí máa gbọ́ báyìí bí ṣe fẹ́ táwọn family member mi máa fi wá dé nìyẹn. Pàtàn débẹ̀ wọ́n snap gbogbo oògùn tó bá ń bẹ̀ ó ti dà mí sí ìta. Ibi tó ti nà picture wa tó ti ṣá tó ti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Àwọn míì wà tí àtẹ̀rí for that day.
Bamshe boarded a BRT bus and never made it home. Her body was discovered days later. Many more stories stay buried, their voices muted by shame and fear. No place is truly safe, even in religious organizations. And while families cry out, society responds with tired clutches. This is more than a security concern. It's a call for education that nurtures values from the foundation. By teaching children early about empathy, respect, boundaries, and the worth of every human life, especially that of a girl child, we lay the foundation for a safer and more compassionate society.
We are in the era of social media. We are in the era of depth of distance, where there is no gap again. Virtually, we are practicing homogeneity, not heterogeneity, because society, the level of exposure of some of these children, some of these words, some of these both sex to media is on the high side. So there are some things that are applicable here, and there are some that are not. But due to their exposure, you know, they don't even know how to curtail, how to control themselves. In fact, they've eroded the culture. What we assume to be moral, they've inculcated, they bought the outside the world way of life, what we call the Western way of life. What about some things we see as a form of respect? They don't see it that way. They do things the way they want to do it, the way what they learn from the media. So it's having a drastic influence. The females are not well respected the way they should. In fact, the world is not helping, because I see it as a systemic even problem, because culture is having influence in it, economic issue, because the society is not even friendly, and everybody wants to be rich. Some of these girls are used for rituals that they are used by boys or men to make money, and because of the level of also covetousness in the aspect of the girls, is also a diminishing return, is what the boys are using as an advantage. So when you look at it holistically, we will see that even the Nigerian constitution allows it, that there should be equality. It's allowed. But practically, is that what we are experiencing? No.
These girls are not random. They were daughters, sisters, students, best friends. Each of them had a light, a voice, a purpose. We cannot keep mourning them like background noise. Every time we ignore this crisis, we write another girl's obituary in advance. Enough of the hashtags, enough of the speeches. It's time for action from everyone. Because until the day a girl can walk freely without fear, none of us are truly safe. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors, which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt.
Good afternoon. We are glad to have you join us on Africa News 24 TV at this hour. I am Lydia Ajayi. In light of the Christmas season, ADAMAWA State Governor Amadu Umaru Fintiri has granted a state pardon to a death row inmate and other prisoners as part of Christmas and New Year clemency exercises. In a statement issued on 23rd of December 2025, the governor, acting on the recommendation of the Adamawa State Advisory Council on the prerogative of mercy, pardoned Sunday Jackson, who had spent about 11 years on death row at Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center for killing a herdsman during an attack on his farm. Jackson's conviction, which he maintained was in self-defense, drew national debate and international attention. Two other inmates, Joseph Eugene of the Yola Medium Security Custodial Center and Maxwell Ibrahim of the Kaduna Medium Security Custodial Center, also received pardons. Additionally, Governor Fintiri approved the full remission of the remaining jail terms of 5 other inmates: Joshua James, Adamu Ibrahim, Mohammed Abubakar, Ibrahim Usman, and Saudu Abubakar, serving at custodial centers in Numan and Jada. The governor said the clemency was granted on the basis of significant improvements in behavior and conduct by the beneficiaries, describing the exercise as reflecting a balance between justice and compassion during the festive period. The decision marks the close of a high-profile case that had prompted calls from civil society groups and at least one U.S. lawmaker for its reconsideration. The Nigeria Bar Association and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who have jointly called for the suspension of the newly introduced tax law, raising concerns over its timing and potential impact on Nigerians. They argued that the policy was introduced without sufficient consultation with key stakeholders. According to the NBA, the tax law could impose additional burdens on citizens and businesses already struggling under harsh economic conditions. Atiku Abubakar also warned that poorly structured tax reforms risk widening inequality and discouraging investment. Both parties are urging the federal government to halt implementation of the law and engage in broader dialogue to ensure that any tax reform is fair, transparent, and economically sustainable. Tensions are heightening within the People's Democratic Party following INEC's decision to reject the recognition of some party executives. The political camp loyal to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, known as the TURAKI camp, has openly criticized the move, describing it as unfair and capable of deepening the party's leadership crisis. The group insists the affected executives emerged through due process and warns that the refusal could weaken internal. The party is expected to begin strategic preparations for the 2027 general elections. They argue that unresolved leadership disputes may erode public confidence in the party. The development has renewed calls for reconciliation within the PDP, with stakeholders urging party leaders to urgently address internal agreements to avoid further damage to its electoral prospects. On environmental sanitation, officials of the Lagos State Kick Against Indiscipline (CAI) have arrested several beggars during a raid in the MUSHIN area of the state. The enforcement exercise carried out earlier today targeted major roads and public spaces where street begging has become widespread. According to authorities, the operation is part of ongoing efforts by the state government to clear the streets, enforce public order, and improve safety and environmental sanitation. CAI officials noted that the street begging poses security and traffic risks and undermines the state's drive for a cleaner and more orderly Lagos. Those arrested are expected to be screened and handed over to relevant government agencies for further action, as officials warn that similar raid will continue across the state. Every new year usually starts with many people setting goals and making resolutions they hope will shape the months ahead. But how confident are Nigerians about keeping to these promises and resolutions? Our correspondents took to the streets to find out what New Year resolutions Nigerians are making and whether they kept to the old. Christiana Chikeze has more.
As the world prepares for the new year, many Nigerians express readiness, banking on the goals and resolutions already set, which they are certain will shape the months ahead. We hit the streets to speak with some persons who identify priorities such as improving personal finances, focusing on health, acquiring new skills, and making positive lifestyle changes as some of the new set goals.
This coming year, I don't want to do the resolution thing because it's looking like a routine now. So I just want to have a retreat coming up at the end of this year. So what I want to do is go there and then just settle everything we got, so I get directives on how to really maximize my time next year, because next year is very strategic for me. So yes, I have financial goals. I have the same kind of goals.
I already have a clearer idea of where I'm going to next year. So it's not just about penning writing, because oftentimes you find out that people will write, they will not keep it. At the end of the day, by end of December, you're frustrated. Oh, I did not. When you look at your list, you find out that, wow, I did not keep my list and all of those. So it's about prioritizing and focusing on what is important and looking at your life, your journey, what is practical and what is real to you, and the light of what is happening in the environment.
One of the major resolutions is to check on my health very well, to look after my health, my wife's health, and my children, because we had quite a number of news about how people lost their lives probably carelessness. Let me say it that way.
While some are confident about keeping these resolutions, others admit they did not achieve similar goals set in the previous year, blaming economic pressures and personal challenges.
Things are expensive, do you understand? Even the transports and all that. So I will not say that I did not make, and I will not say that I make, because it's not that I achieve it like that. Though I pray to achieve more of things and like that.
But I wasn't able to hit all my targets because I had to serve this year. So, like, I finished my NYSC last month, so it wasn't very easy for me to merge up NYSC. I had my own personal work I'm doing. So there was a lot to do this year, so I wasn't able to meet up my goals.
I did not fulfill everything I intended to do, but I did partly.
Despite the setbacks, many say lessons have been learned, which have strengthened their determination to do better in the new year.
My personal is to be a good father to my family and to my nation, is to be faithful and obedient to my nation.
My New Year resolution is to make sure that where I left last year, I'm going to complete it. Then for this year, I need to push myself to do better.
Although expectations differ, many are entering the new year with renewed hope. How these resolutions will be sustained remains the new assignment. Time will be the ultimate measure. Christiana Chikezi, Africa News 24 TV.
As the festive season draws closer, Nigerians are once again keeping a close eye on food prices. Christmas is often marked by a sharp rise in the cost of staple items, but this year the situation appears slightly different in some markets. Our correspondent Oyinkosola Alarape visited major food markets to find out what traders and buyers are saying.
As the December festive season kicks off, many Nigerians expect soaring prices for food and other essentials, like experienced in previous years. However, rice, a staple in countless households, is bucking the trend this year, remaining relatively affordable compared to previous months. Traders attribute this to steady supply and timely restocking, giving shoppers some relief and the usual holiday rush.
Every year, the price of food items are known to skyrocket during festive season. Christmas not an exemption. And as Nigerians prepare for this year's Christmas, markets across the country are experiencing increased activity, but conversations around food prices become another topic for conversation. Visit to major food markets show that some staple food items have recorded a slight drop in price compared to previous months and even last year's festive period. According to foodstuff sellers, while prices have reduced, customer turnout remains low, a situation some blame on limited purchasing power.
This year, the price has reduced very well, more than last year. I think the price of rice this year is more affordable than of last year. Not even rice alone. Many of the foodstuffs, the price have dropped. Bag of rice, you get 60, you get 50 plus. You get 60 plus, 50 plus. We still have the one of 70 plus. It depends on what you want. The price has dropped, but there's no money for people to come and buy.
Oh, rice. The bag of rice is 70,000 for the long grain. Then short grain is 60. Then beans, we have the one of 80, 70 for bag. Price range is more, it's a bit like 5,000 has reduced from it. At times it's from the supplier, at times it's from the seller. So some of the goods don't have fixed price.
Some traders, however, say certain items commonly associated with the festive season, such as food hampers and pepper, are still expensive.
Items that we sell for 80,000 this year. Last year it wasn't like that. We sold it for 50,000 naira. But this year now we sell it for 30,000 naira increase difference. Things have been very, very expensive.
I mean, because you don't tell where you come levels. Before I buy 100 pieces, 11,000, 15,000, almost 20,000 safe. So now I buy more than reach 8,000, 800,000, 100 pieces.
45, the tomato. One basket. Rodo, that's small one. 50,000. That big one, 110.
Buyers, on the other hand, share different views.
Compared to last year market survey, this year December is a bit fair than last year. Like rice, the meat has come down, the price has gradually come down. So I think it's fair in general.
Compared to last month, it's kind of fair. At least I know the price of tomatoes has gone down, way down compared to last month. So, and then most of the other things I don't patronize the market, so I can't really see. But from the market I patronize, things has gone down. It has gone down a bit, not so much. Probably like 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira difference.
Others believe prices are still unfair considering the economic situation.
Last year December, I can remember let me say one plate of rice in particular was about 6,000, I think so. And this year, it wasn't really like that. Talking of other food stuffs too, the same thing. So things are really cost because the cost of living now is very high. So many people now cannot really afford what they can afford with the least 5,000. So it shows that nothing is coming down at all.
As families make plans for the celebrations, opinions continue to reflect the realities of the season. Cautious spending mixed with hope. While prices may fluctuate, Nigerians remain determined to celebrate the festivities in their own way. Oyin Consola Alarakbe, African News 24 TV.
Stories days ago when African News 24 TV got complaints about the state of the AKILO road, particularly how an open manhole is giving residents and motorists sleepless nights. Our correspondent visited the scene, and just days after that report, motorists now heave a sigh of relief. In our next report, Edith Lawrence returns to the area and now shows us what it looks like now.
Few days after our report on the state of AKILO Road, particularly on the uncovered manhole, we went back there to check how things are, and thankfully it has been attended to and the residents are happy about the new state.
This pothole here has been here for years because it's causing a lot of accidents here. Like the other day, a man broke down here, the man got injured.
The funniest part is that for them putting that road there, that sounds foolish now. That means they don't have any plan to even fix that place.
If these things can be fixed, it will really save life, it will save a lot of things.
And I'm sure that Lagosians would want it fixed, and I'm sure the governor will also fix it, definitely.
That was what it used to be, but things have changed and same for how residents and motorists now feel.
Sometimes ago, it used to cause accidents, so, you know, like, even me, I won't have accident in that place, so I feel sad. So I'm glad. I appreciate them very well. They do good, very, very great job. So they continue doing like this. So we now wish in this country. I appreciate.
And we are saying a very big thank you to the government.
This is coming just after our earlier report on the long-neglected uncovered manhole on AKILO along Agege Oba Road. Following the report, authorities moved in to address the situation, bringing some relief to residents and motorists. Road users said the repair has brought relief, noting that the manhole has caused accidents, traffic disruption and safety concern for years. Many expressed happiness over the intervention, saying it shows that the government listens.
We are surprised that we call on the government and the government came and fixed it for us. We are so happy because, number one, at times when they have not fixed it, firstly, we do have a lot of hold up. It makes many vehicles spoil here. You know, their tires, bike, you know, even our children, we are even scared. If it's raining, we'll be scared for our children. But today, we are so happy to see it being fixed.
They see business do, and we receive money. We're very happy, we are grateful. We say thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you very much. Remember blessed.
They also believe the fixed manhole will improve traffic flow, enhance safety at night, and create better opportunities for businesses and daily activities in the area. Residents are now calling for sustained attention to road maintenance to ensure similar hazards are addressed promptly in the future. Edith Lawrence reporting for African News 24 TV.
National Assembly has extended the implementation period of the 2025 Appropriation Act to March next year, following concerns over slow budget performance. Lawmakers says delay in the release of funds have affected the execution of key capital projects across several ministries and agencies. According to the legislature, the extension is intended to prevent the premature expiration of the budget and allow government institutions more time to utilize allocated funds effectively. It is also expected to ensure that ongoing projects are completed rather than abandoned. The decision comes amid broader concerns over Nigeria's budget cycle, with analysts stressing the need for timely releases and improved fiscal discipline to maximize the impact of public spending. And on taxation, Chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, OYEDELE, has said Lagos State could generate as much as 1 trillion naira annually from property taxation if the sector's full potential is effectively harnessed. Speaking at the Tax Reform Summit 2025 in Lagos, OYEDELE described property tax as one of the most underutilized but stable revenue sources for subnational governments. He noted that with just 2 million taxable properties valued at an average of 100 million naira and taxed at 0.5%, Lagos could sustainably raise 1 trillion naira yearly, provided there is proper property enumeration. He advocated harmonized revenue collection under the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service to improve efficiency and reduce compliance costs, while urging the states to adopt a model tax harmonization law already enacted by other states. According to him, successful tax reform depends on collaboration across tiers of government, reliance on data rather than discretion, and the use of technology to ensure transparency and link tax payments to visible public services. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the success of Nigeria's tax reform agenda would largely depend on effective implementation at the state level, with Lagos positioning itself as a leading subnational driver of the reforms. He described taxation as a social contract built on trust, accountability, and service delivery, noting that tax revenues in Lagos are reinstated in infrastructure, healthcare, education, security, and social protection programs. The Special Advisor on Taxation and Revenue, Abdul Kabiru Ogumbo, added that Lagos is working towards a standardized, technology-driven revenue portal across local governments, aligned with national identification systems to enhance accountability, planning, and governance in line with the state's growing economic responsibilities. On the foreign scene, the head of Libya's armed forces, Lieutenant General Mohammed Al-Haddad, and 4 other senior military officials have died in a plane crash in Turkey. The Falcon 50 aircraft crashed shortly after taking off from Ankara on Tuesday. Turkish Interior Minister Ali Yerlikaya said the wreckage was found in the Emana district near the capital. Libya's Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Beba confirmed the deaths, expressing deep sorrow over the loss of the army's chief of general staff. Haddad had earlier met Turkish defense officials in Ankara and was returning to Tripoli at the time of the crash.
Several Turkish media outlets
And now to sports, Nigeria opened their 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON campaign with a hard-fought 2-1 victory. And on entertainment, Maven Record founder and music executive Don JAZZY has addressed the ongoing conversations surrounding his past marriage and divorce, which recently surfaced on social media. The award-winning producer spoke candidly during a recent interaction with fans, where he reflected on marriage, personal growth, and why he prefers to keep certain aspects of his private life away from public scrutiny. Don Jazzy clarified that his divorce is not a new development, stressing that it happened years ago and was handled amicably. According to him, relationships can sometimes run their course despite genuine love and effort, adding that maturity involves understanding when to move on peacefully. He emphasized that not every marriage failure is rooted in drama or conflict. Don Jazzy explained that his focus remains on self-improvement, family, and building his music empire, noting that public pressure often distorts personal realities. He also urged fans to respect boundaries and avoid turning private experiences into public debates. While acknowledging that marriage is beautiful, the music mogul stated that timing, compatibility, and emotional readiness play major roles in making it work, adding that he remains open to love but is in no rush to remarry. And that's it on the news at this hour. Stay tuned for more updates at 6 p.m. I am Lydia Ajayi. Bye for now.